Remember that feeling? That overwhelming sensation of being buried under a mountain of your own belongings? You open your closet, expecting to find your favorite shirt, the one that always makes you feel confident and comfortable, but instead, you're met with an avalanche of clothes, a chaotic mess that spills out and buries your hopes of a quick find. Drawers won't close, shelves are overflowing, and a sense of dread washes over you. It's like the walls are closing in, suffocating you with every piece of unused, forgotten clothing. This was my reality for years. I felt like I was constantly battling against my own home. I was drowning in clutter, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of possessions I had accumulated over the years. Each item seemed to add to the weight on my shoulders. My home, once a sanctuary, felt like a burden. The place that was supposed to be my refuge had turned into a source of stress. The clutter wasn't just physical, it seeped into my mind, creating stress, anxiety, and a constant feeling of being weighed down. It was as if my possessions were controlling me, rather than the other way around. Something had to change. I yearned for a sense of peace, a haven where I could relax and recharge. I wanted my home to be a place of comfort and tranquility. I craved order amidst the chaos, a way to reclaim my space and, in turn, reclaim my life. I wanted to breathe freely in my own home again. Little did I know that my journey towards a clutter-free existence would lead me to a philosophy that would transform not just my home, but also my entire outlook on life. It was about more than just getting rid of stuff. It was about finding clarity, purpose, and a sense of freedom. My quest for a tidier life led me to the KonMari method, a revolutionary approach to decluttering developed by tidying expert Marie Kondo. This wasn't just another cleaning strategy, it was a complete paradigm shift. At its core lay a simple yet profound question: does it spark joy? This question became my guiding light. Instead of focusing on what to discard, the KonMari method encouraged me to cherish the items that truly brought me joy. It was about surrounding myself with things that sparked happiness and letting go of the rest with gratitude. The method promised not just a tidy home, but a life filled with more joy, purpose, and intention. Embracing the KonMari method meant embarking on a journey of decluttering, a process that could feel daunting at first. However, the method's unique approach, centered around categories rather than rooms, provided a clear roadmap. I started with clothes, then moved on to books, papers, kimono, miscellaneous items, and finally, sentimental items. This order was crucial, allowing me to hone my decision-making skills as I progressed to categories with greater emotional weight. The key to letting go, I learned, was gratitude. I thanked each item for its service, acknowledging its purpose in my life before bidding it farewell. This practice, though seemingly simple, was incredibly powerful. It shifted my perspective from one of loss to one of appreciation, making the process of decluttering surprisingly liberating. The KonMari method's first target was my overflowing closet. Gone were the days of arbitrary rules like, if you haven't worn it in a year, toss it. Instead, I held each item of clothing in my hands, asking myself the pivotal question, does this spark joy? The answer was often immediate and visceral. Some items, like my favorite cozy sweater, elicited an instant feeling of happiness. Others, like the dress I bought on sale but never wore, left me feeling indifferent or even guilty. Through this process, I realized that true joy came not from quantity, but from quality. Surrounding myself with clothes I loved, clothes that made me feel confident and beautiful, was far more fulfilling than holding onto a closet full of items that no longer served me. Next came the books, a category that filled me with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The sheer volume of them was both a testament to my love for reading and a source of anxiety. As an avid reader, my bookshelves were overflowing, each book holding a special place in my heart. From fiction to nonfiction, every genre imaginable was represented, each book a portal to a different world or a new perspective. However, I knew that not every book needed to be a permanent resident in my home. Some had served their purpose, imparting their wisdom and joy, and it was time to let them go. The KonMari method encouraged me to view books as conduits of knowledge and inspiration. They were not just objects to be hoarded, but vessels of ideas and stories that had enriched my life. Once I had absorbed their wisdom, it was okay to let them go. It was a liberating realization, knowing that the essence of what I had learned would stay with me even if the physical book did not. I carefully considered each book, keeping those that had deeply resonated with me, books I knew I would revisit or that held sentimental value. This process was not just about decluttering, but about honoring the impact these books had on my life. The others, I thanked for the knowledge they had imparted and passed them on to others who could benefit from their wisdom. It felt good to know that these books would continue to inspire and educate others. The result was a curated collection of books that sparked joy every time I glanced at my bookshelf. Each book now had a clear purpose and a special place, making my collection feel more meaningful. My home, once bursting at the seams with books, now felt lighter, more spacious, and filled with only the stories that truly mattered to me. This newfound space brought a sense of peace and clarity, making my reading experience even more enjoyable. Papers, the bane of many a tidy person's existence, were next on the KonMari hit list. Bills, receipts, manuals, old assignments, they seemed to multiply overnight, creating piles of clutter that sparked anything but joy. The KonMari method, however, offered a refreshingly simple approach: discard everything. Of course, there were necessary exceptions: current bills, important documents, and paperwork with sentimental value. These I sorted and stored in designated folders, creating a system that was both functional and easy to maintain. The rest I shredded or recycled with a sense of liberation. The once dreaded task of dealing with paperwork became a surprisingly cathartic experience, leaving me feeling lighter and more in control. Kimono, the Japanese word for miscellaneous items, encompasses a vast category that includes everything from kitchen utensils and electronics to toiletries and craft supplies. This was where the KonMari method's emphasis on sparking joy truly shone. I went through each drawer, each cupboard, and each box, asking myself if the items within sparked joy. The results were often surprising. I discovered that even seemingly mundane items, like a well-designed spatula or a set of colorful pens, could bring a smile to my face. On the other hand, I realized I had been holding on to countless items out of guilt or just-in-case scenarios that never materialized. By letting go of these unnecessary items, I created space for the things that truly mattered, transforming my home from a storage unit into a sanctuary filled with joy. Finally, I arrived at the most emotionally charged category of all sentimental items. These were not just objects, they were pieces of my history, fragments of moments that had shaped who I am today. These were the objects imbued with memories, each one telling a story, each one a chapter in the book of my life. The items that tugged at our heartstrings and made letting go feel like saying goodbye to a part of ourselves. It was as if each item held a piece of my soul, a fragment of my past that I was reluctant to part with. The KonMari method, however, offered a compassionate approach, encouraging me to cherish the memories associated with these items, while also recognizing that their purpose was not to hold me captive in the past. It taught me that I could honor these memories without being weighed down by them. I held each item, from childhood trinkets to letters from loved ones, allowing myself to fully experience the emotions they evoked. I let the memories wash over me, feeling the joy, the sadness, the nostalgia. Some items, I realized, held a timeless significance, their ability to spark joy undimmed by the passing years. These were the treasures that would continue to bring light into my life. Others, while holding precious memories, no longer served me in the present. They were relics of a time gone by, beautiful but no longer necessary. These, I thanked for their role in my life and released with love, knowing that the memories they held would always be a part of me. I understood that letting go did not mean forgetting. It meant making space for new memories to be created. As I completed my tidying festival, the transformation of my home was undeniable. Gone were the piles of clutter, the overflowing drawers, and the sense of chaos that had once permeated my space. In their place was a sense of peace and tranquility I had never experienced before. My home, once a source of stress, had become my sanctuary, a place where I could relax, recharge, and truly be myself. The benefits of minimalism, however, extended far beyond the physical realm. As I decluttered my home, I found myself decluttering my mind as well. The constant mental chatter quieted, replaced by a sense of clarity and focus. I had more time and energy for the things that truly mattered: my relationships, my passions, and my own well-being. Minimalism, I discovered, wasn't just about living with less. It was about living with more intention, more purpose, and more joy. The KonMari method isn't a one-time event, it's a lifelong journey. Maintaining a clutter-free lifestyle requires ongoing mindfulness and a commitment to making conscious choices about the items we allow into our homes and our lives. However, the rewards, both physical and emotional, are well worth the effort. My hope is that by sharing my story, I can inspire others to embark on their own tidying journeys. The KonMari method has the power to transform not just our homes, but also our lives, freeing us from the weight of clutter and allowing us to create spaces and lives filled with joy, purpose, and meaning. Remember, tidying is not an end in itself. It's a means to an end, a way to create a life that sparks joy from the inside out.